What's up, everybody? Josh here, and welcome to the Adventure Diaries. Today we are in lovely Orlando. Well, I was gonna say it's gonna be sunny, but honestly it's overcast and it's a little cloudy. But today we're here in Orlando checking out Discovery Cove, and so far from what I've seen, it looks pretty cool. We're gonna get wet. Doubt we're gonna get burned, but we're gonna have fun regardless. So come along with us and let's check it out. I have to be honest for a second. I had never even heard of this place until my nephew mentioned that this is where he wanted to go for his graduation trip. Discovery Cove is owned by SeaWorld and is an all-inclusive resort. They provide breakfast, lunch, and all the snacks and drinks you can handle. This also includes beer and wine. They also provide all the gear you may need: wetsuits, snorkels, flotation, and reef-safe sunscreen. Be aware though, there are some items that are not allowed. Make sure you check the website to find this list. They want to make sure the animals are safe and unharmed during your visit. Even though there was plenty of seating to go around, we opted to pay a little bit more and get our own private cabana. It might not have been necessary because the park never felt too crowded, but it was nice to have our own secluded space. Once we got settled in, we decided to walk around and see what there was. This exploration led us to what lies behind these two doors. The Explorer's Aviary. Once you enter into this avian paradise, you are greeted by the melodies of hundreds of birds singing out. The cool thing about this area is that you're allowed to feed the birds. The staff will provide you with the food, but be warned, the birds have no boundaries, so if being close to them scares you, this is not the place for you to be. All these birds are really pretty. Some of them I'm familiar with, but others I've never seen before. And to be honest, I never really had a desire to feed birds, but this was pretty fun. We're walking over to our sea venture, Snuba, and I'm not gonna lie, I might just freak out because I don't really do well with water. But we're gonna see how this goes, and we're gonna have some fun. Alright guys, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this, but it's time to take a couple deep breaths, because we're going in. You might have figured it out from my previous comments, but I'm not a huge fan of deep water, and frankly, the idea of having 10 feet or whatever it is of water above my head with nothing but a 70-pound helmet placed on my shoulders to keep me safe, yeah, it had me a little nervous. It's hard to explain, but once we got into the water, all my fears and insecurities dissolved, and everything became cool and exciting. I guess I realized that there was nothing to worry about. I don't know. Walking around is a little awkward at first. You're not exactly floating, but you're not completely planted on the ground either. I guess that's why they give you handrails. I should probably talk about the helmet for a minute. The weight of it virtually disappears and becomes unnoticeable. There are some downsides to it. You can only look forward and up. If you try looking down, you'll get a mouthful of salt water. I have to admit, it happened to me a few times. Altogether, Sea Venture is about a 45-minute experience. I'd say about 15 minutes of prep and about 30 minutes of water time. At the end, you are placed in the middle of a feeding frenzy. I'm not sure what they put in the water, but in a blink of an eye, you are in a maelstrom of fish swimming this way and that. For a lot of us, this was the highlight of our visit. I know it was for me. I'm glad that I convinced myself to do it. What a cool experience. This goes to show, if I can do it, you can too. If you are looking for something a little bit more low-key, look no further than Serenity Bay and Wind Away River. I'm fine. I'm actually okay. I am not okay. This was T's happy place. All he wanted to do was swim around and play in the water. As you can see, I wasn't completely on board, but making memories was more important than my discomfort. Honestly, this is where we spent the majority of our time. We probably floated the entire river 5 or 6 times. Serenity Bay is a temperature-controlled 85-degree pool, surrounded by sandy beaches designed to mimic a tropical oasis. On a sunnier day, this would be a great place to pull up a lounge chair, work on your tan, read a book, or whatever it is that makes you happy. Wind Away River is Discovery Cove's lazy river. It is also connected to Serenity Bay, so the water temperature is a nice, comfortable 85 degrees. It is designed to give you the feeling of traversing a tropical river, and they do a great job at simulating it. As you nestle into the current, you'll pass through the sights of Discovery Cove, sandy beaches, dense rainforest, waterfalls, an underwater cavern, and explorer's aviary. One really nice feature of the river is that there are multiple entry and exit spots along the way, so you're never committed to completing the river. If you want to go play with the monkeys over at Marmoset Island, just do it. It's great to have options. The depth of the river does vary. The shallow areas, if I remember correctly, are about 4 feet, but it quickly drops down to 8 feet. They do have posted signs that give you warning of this upcoming change in depth. So if you're not a confident swimmer, much like me, you can prepare yourself for what's coming your way. Also, you can use the floaters to keep your head above the water. This is a really calming place to play around. There's only one issue that I experienced. When passing through the waterfalls, if you were not in a good current, you'd get stuck underneath it and struggle to pass through. Maybe it's just me. I can't say. But it was still really fun. The Grand Reef is Discovery Cove's coral reef. Here you are able to swim or snorkel with thousands of fish. I had some technical issues with my snorkel, so I wasn't able to experience the reef to its fullest. I'm going to turn the time over to Erin, who did get the full experience, to share her thoughts.
Over at the Grand Reef, it has a really great sandy beach that has a slow descent into kind of a larger pool area where they have tons of large rays that you can even put your hand out and give them a high five. It was really cool seeing so many fish in just one small area. I've done a lot of different snorkeling trips in my life, but this would definitely compete with that because of the high density of fish and just how close you get to them. It seemed like they had a lot of man-made in addition to real coral reef fixtures in there. So the fish had a ton of spots that they could, if they wanted to go down further away from you or if they wanted to come up close, it was kind of their choice. But it feels very much like a natural environment as you're swimming around with them. By comparison, this would definitely be a top contender for one of my favorite snorkel experiences. It was nice having the beach so close, so if you wanted to, you could take breaks, or you could stop swimming and just go to kind of a shallower area, because even there were a lot of fish that would just come right up to you. This little guy and I love the water, so this day was one of our most exciting experiences we've ever been able to have together. I know at this point he was kind of wanting to just go back to the Windaway River. That was definitely his highlight. And I think in the future though, if you were going to take kids for one of their first snorkel experiences, this would by far be one of my highest recommendations. It's really easy to see a lot of fish, so it makes it really engaging and exciting. There are certain areas that you can see look even further out than they really are because there's glass dividing the tanks between the sharks and some of the areas of the sea venture that you saw. So it makes it feel even larger and more vast than it really is. One of my favorite highlights was definitely getting so close to so many large rays. They were pretty cool to just have you swim side by side with them and would even let you touch them. My overall rating for our experience at Discovery Cove would be a 10 out of 10. It is so immersive and you can't go anywhere without seeing something beautiful, whether it's nature or wildlife or aquatic life. No matter your comfort level in the water, there's something for everyone. You can swim with sharks, or you can just wade at the shallow end with the sandy beach between your toes, or you can enjoy this vast swimming space with all this wildlife. This is a vacation spot I'm still talking about all the time, and I cannot wait until we can plan another trip to come back.
Thanks, Aaron, for your insight. It's much appreciated. Just to iterate a little bit, this was a really cool experience, something we'll probably be talking about for a long time, and would definitely recommend it to anyone. If you've been there, I would love to hear your thoughts. Let us know in the comments what you think. It's that time again. If you like what we are doing, please like and subscribe. And remember, sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself. Until next time, thanks for stopping by.